A good Saturday morning to you, everybody. Welcome to Operation 7570 for this weekend. Can you believe it? It's Easter weekend, and happy Easter to everybody. Lots going on throughout Camden and Benton County and the entire Magic Valley today. And to talk about some things going on with 4-H, our two young ladies who've come hopping down the bunny trail this morning, Lesli Woods and Floyd. Welcome, girls. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Thank you, Flash. We're proud to be here. Yes, very excited.
We had you scheduled about a month ago, I think it was, but doggone it, that late winter storm, it messed up the roads, and we had to reschedule. And thank you for agreeing to be with me today. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Got the kids all ready to go for this weekend. Got them all in their bonnets and their little Easter baskets and everything we need to do.
As ready as we're going to be. Exactly.
Well, that's great. That's great. Well, Lesli, Crystal, it looks like it's been a very few months here, the first 3 or 4 months of the new year. It looks like you're off to a good start at 4-H.
Absolutely. We have a lot of projects going on. I'll let Lesli start off on that.
We actually have had probably the busiest last couple of months that Crystal's had since she's been here, and I know since I've been here. We have we've had Chick Chain kickoff, our Country Ham kickoff. We're also focusing on our upcoming 4-H Awards banquet. We've got lots of things happening all at once.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like it, and like I always do when I've had you girls on the program before, in case we have any new watchers to us on Facebook, in case we have any new listeners to us today, I always like some background information. Lesli, let's start with you.
What kind of background information you want, Flash?
Where you grew up, where you went to school, how long you been with the 4-H Extension, things like that.
I graduated from here, Camden Central High, class of 2008. Graduated from the University of Tennessee at Martin with a Bachelor of Science in Health and Human Performance. Currently, I'm working on my master's, just like Crystal is. And I have 3 kids. I have been with Extension now for right at 5 years. Almost 2 years in this position. Previously, I was the 10-step program assistant for this county as well, teaching low-income food and nutrition. But now I'm here, wonderfully loving it, working with Crystal. So I've been here since August of 2018.
Yeah. You and Crystal go way back. You knew each other long before she became a part of 4-H 4 or 5 months ago.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We went to school together very briefly, only for like 1 year.
Crystal, background on yourself.
All right. Well, I'm a Camden Central High School graduate as well. I graduated from the University of Tennessee at Martin in 2015 with a Health and Human Performance degree. And I'm currently attending East Tennessee State University to get my master's program. It's in public health. I started it at my other job. And I have a little girl named Willow, and we're just running full force.
Of course, we talked with you several times down with your role down at the Benton County Department of Public Health. We appreciate what you've done down there, and our hats off to all the folks down there still dealing with the pandemic as we're trying to get better and better each day. But what prompted you to make the change, about 6-7 months ago? What prompted you to apply for this 4-H position?
Well, I'd heard Heather talking about it at a meeting we were at, and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting. But when it came closer to time, something just told me, like, you need to apply for that. I mean, I'm telling myself, no, I don't need to do it. I don't want to leave. But it got closer and closer, and I finally applied, and something just told me it was my calling to go.
Lesli, she stepped right in. She hasn't missed a beat, like she's been here forever.
Yeah, we really pride ourselves on the UT Extension office, especially here in Benton County, that we're a family and we work like a family. We're there for each other and we support each other. And she just came right on in. We just welcomed her with open arms. And we have just filed right on in, one thing after another, and support each other. And we help each other with our programs. Crystal's going to focus more on ag. I'm going to focus more on the FCS side of it, so family and consumer sciences. And we just roll on. We just pick right up where we left off.
Lesli, what would be the mission statement of 4-H?
To make the better best.
Okay.
Make the best better, Make the best better.
And where does this, Crystal, where does this fit in the overall program of Extension in Benton County?
Well, we're always trying to go above and beyond to go out here in the community and, like she said, make the best better.
Okay. Now, I know here just in the last couple of weeks, the month of March, it was Extension Month throughout the state of Tennessee. Some activities in 4-H and Extension offices all across the state. And you girls, missed you, Lesli, but a couple of weeks ago, y'all had a good open house down here. Appreciate the tour.
Yes, we did.
I did. I was unfortunately in Kansas, so seeing some family, but I was super excited that they got to do it and everybody got to come by and see the office. We've been here for over a year, and to have everybody finally come and see the overall office and what all we do is an amazing opportunity.
Has the role of Extension, and we'll get more into 4-H, of course, but Lesli, since you've been here a little longer than Crystal, has the role of 4-H or Extension, has it changed from what we were accustomed to a few years ago?
I would say, maybe not necessarily, but a few years ago, but overall the idea of 4-H has, or not just 4-H, but Extension has expanded. So most of what we're known for is ag. We're known for agriculture, which is right in itself, because that's what we were founded on. We were based on that. That's what people knew us by in the county. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but fortunately for us, that's expanded to robotics and STEM and coding and other things that are more technological and that bring us more into the future and more future jobs for our youth. And that's our focus, is on our youth and to make the youth of our county better for 4-H's side of it. And we really want to showcase to Benton County that while we do focus on ag, and Crystal will focus more on ag and I will focus more on FCS, we also have amazing opportunities on the STEM side of things and the technological side of things that most Benton County people don't know that we offer here.
Right.
And so we're trying to really let everyone know that yes, we still do focus on ag, and we still do have those favorite programs like Country Ham and the Hog Show and the Chick Chain, but we're also looking at expanding and making coding and different things like that, and being in the high school for the science fair and things like that. So there's a lot more to Extension that people don't necessarily realize is there, but we're going to show them.
Do you sort of change with the times? You mentioned STEM, and I might ask you what those 4 initials stand for, and the schools have been doing a lot of things with STEM, as we know, in recent years. But as school programs change, does that call for change in the need of the way you administer Extension programs or 4-H?
Absolutely, it does. We pride ourselves on, when we're in the school, and you'll hear us say this to the students and the teachers, is we follow school standards. So the standards that the state sets for the teachers, we follow those as well. So a lot of our curriculum and lessons that we teach in the school update each year to fit those new standards and the changing technologies that go with those lessons. So absolutely, we have to shift with the times as well. And that I will say that that's something that the UT, University of Tennessee, and TSU, Tennessee State University, have done very, very well of updating our curriculum and our lessons to fit state standards and the changing times.
Crystal, in the school systems, what age groups do you deal with? What classes do you deal with 4-H projects and programs?
Well, technically 4-H is supposed to be 4th through 12th grade, or could be 4th through 12th grade. Right now, we're working with 4th through 8th grade, and then we're in the process of moving forward into the high school to get 4-H more involved in the high school as well.
Now, since you've been involved with the program for approximately 6 months right now, have the kids been very receptive to your ideas and the way you've come in to conduct things?
Oh, yes. I love them. They're so sweet. When I come in, they're like, Miss Leslie, Miss Crystal, and, just getting to hear them say my name or be excited to see, one of us walk in. It's really heartwarming.
The 4-H's, we know what 4-H, of course, the acronym, but what do the 4-H's stand for, and how does that apply here to our kids in Benton County?
Well, the 4-H's stand for Head, Heart, Hands, and Health. And when we go out in the community working with the children, we teach them how they can use their head, their heart, their hands, and their health to make Benton County be better.
Now, there's a lot of programs going on in 4-H. We'll talk about some of those as the program goes along today. But a kid that is in one of your 4-H programs, whether it's public speaking, the ham contest, 4-H chick contest, whatever it might be, do they have like a book that they keep up on a daily basis with what they've been doing with this individual project?
They do. We have a program on the computer that we use, and we keep track of all of their projects throughout their year or their years in 4-H. And then when they get old enough to be an honor club, we apply all of their projects and all their community service work and everything that they've done. We put that together into a booklet and submit them for an honor club application. And then from there they can move up and move higher on the chain with as far as our programs can go.
Now, with the 4-H projects across the schools in Benton County, do you and Leslie, go to each school in the county, Big Sandy to Holiday and Camden?
We do. We have how many clubs? 39? 39 clubs.
Okay. Now, you wrote a good article in the Chronicle a couple of weeks ago, Leslie, about what comes to mind when you hear 4-H, and you stressed in that we think about clubs, we think about 4-H clubs, but it's much, much more than that, and you've already talked about some of the things that have come into a realization here in recent years.
Yes, absolutely. So most of the time when we typically say 4-H, they do think of in-school clubs, and while that is a huge part of what Crystal and I do, and this year we'll actually get to split that, and we are so excited. We do a lot more other things. There's a lot more after-school things that most people don't realize that we do, like Honor Club. As Crystal was touching on earlier, If you're in Honor Club, you have the ability to do community service for Benton County. You get to go on and do different retreats. They get to, as they get older, apply for different levels of scholarships for college. We offer judging teams. We have wildlife judging team practice this month, actually. We have a long list of things that kids can be a part of, even if all they do is in-school clubs. We like to offer a wide variety of things for them.
And I think most recently, within the past 2 or 3 weeks, you had an opportunity to take some of the kids, to 4-H Congress in Nashville?
Yes, that was my very first time ever actually going to Congress, and I was assigned, which means that I'm one of the agents in charge to help with bus and travel and everything like that, which was very a big deal for me being a newer agent. While I had been doing it for over a year, I had COVID as my first year, so it was very challenging. But this was our first time at Congress in like 4 or 5 years. And we had Miss Michaela Ballou go and represent us at Congress, and that is a huge opportunity for her. She gets to meet face-to-face our state legislators like Bruce Groofy and Senator John Stevens. So she got to vote on mock bills, got to sit in the chairs that the same legislators do and vote. She got to see firsthand what goes into our government, and it was a great insight for her, and she took away a lot of information and things like that. And that's one of the reasons that I wanted to make sure that the article was written so that people could see that while we do ag and we do just 4-H in the classroom, there's also a huge opportunity for government learning and youth leadership and development.
And in the past, I think we've had some 4-H students, and they're still very active as young adults now. We've had some 4-H students to go and hold offices, I think, in the 4-H Congress and go even beyond the state level.
Yes, Riley and Rachel were 2 of ours, Riley Baker and Rachel Richard now. But it was a big deal back then, and it still is a big deal. Currently, we held elections at Congress the very last night, and we actually had one of our officers selected from the Western region, just not from Benton County. But it is a huge opportunity, and they get to serve not only their county but their state as well whenever they go to National Congress.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Crystal, you told me when we interviewed you 6 months ago for the newspaper, you told me that you grew up taking part in some 4-H projects, and I'm sure that's continued with you, and that's really helped you today.
It has. I had 4-H in the classrooms, and then I also participated in the 4-H horse shows. We would travel back and forth and compete, so that was really fun.
Leslie, weren't you a 4-H girl as well?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't follow it quite as long as Mr. Hargrove did. He followed it throughout high school. I stopped in 8th grade, but I was very active in public speaking and lots of the other contests and judging teams. It has a strong relationship in my heart for 4-H. I'm very happy to be in the position that I am.
And of course, that's helped you both in your current job, and that's well and good to understand that. But before either one of you got into 4-H with Extension Service here in Benton County, how did your 4-H background, how did that help you in other things that you've done, other jobs you might have had in the past or in college?
You want me to answer that first?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I tell this to my 4-Hers, I tell them all the time, I was a horrible public speaker. I did not like standing up in front of people. I got the sweaty palms and the stomach ache. And in 4th grade, I had wonderful 4-H teachers. I had Miss Sherry Osment and Miss Lumpkin who I had 4-H through at that time. And they really pushed me to do public speaking. And because of 4-H and the ability for them to teach me how to not be nervous and to overcome that fear, whenever I got to college, I was one of the best public speakers. For my sorority, I was the one that did all the talking with our different representatives and things like that in our different presentations. So it definitely helped me a lot and helped me not to be as nervous. That was one of the things that stands out for me, for what 4-H has helped me accomplish.
Well, Flash, I'll be honest with you. I was a wild child at that age. So I kind of see it on a different level. I look at it now as, I've been to college. I know what it takes to go through college. And I hope to be able to bring back that to the classroom, because a lot of these kids may not take it serious when they're having to do public speaking. They're rolling their eyes or thinking that it's horrible, or they just don't like speaking in front of people. And I'm like, look, I wasn't, I was wild at your age. I didn't care to public speak in the 4th grade. But now that I've went through college and I've went through all these steps, I know that it's something that everybody has to do. And, right now is the time to learn how to, take these steps at a young age and succeed when you get older.
both of you, I knew both of you as young ladies growing up, and to fine young ladies you are today, but both of you growing up, you had some fine mentors. You both had some great influences that have helped you to where you are today.
Absolutely. Miss Marilyn Fowler, she's my number one go-to, and my sister. They both helped me get through college.
Leslie, you got a go-to?
I would say probably my parents. I had really good mentors in both parents. Very, very loving, very motivating, and very compassionate. They never told me I couldn't do something. So I always was given as many opportunities as possible, which was fantastic for me. So it really helped me, really helped strive, mold me to be the person that I am today.
And some good grandparents as well.
I did have some good grandparents. I have both, preacher's kid or grandkid on my dad's side. So Papa definitely made me straight and narrow. So I definitely had some really good grandparents. I had all around a very good support system from a very young age.
Did you ever think at some point you might want to go into singing like they did?
I don't know about that, Flash. I did it till about, maybe 16. And while I absolutely love singing, and I still sing in the shower, and I'm sure Crystal hears me in the next office belting out tunes to my radio, I don't know. I'm more of a numbers and scientific and that kind of thing, and Papa and Mama did it the best, so I just was happy to just be there beside them.
Well, we're kind of informal up here, so if you want to belt out a tune, you're
No,
more
I'm
than welcome
good.
to do that
I'm
during the
totally
program
good.
today.
I'm totally good.
Oh, no.
I'm good. I will at our talent show. We're actually doing the talent show at our 4-H camp, so I'll sing a tune and Crystal can video it.
Oh, well, we look forward to that. By all means, get that up on YouTube,
Yeah,
all
exactly.
the social media,
Yes.
by all means. Crystal, what do you know about being a 4-H leader now that you didn't know 6 months ago? You knew coming in, you knew what the job was all about, but what have you learned in these past 6 months that's even been pleasant surprises to you?
Well, Flash, we are very busy. We're multitasking all the time. We may be dealing with chickens one minute, and the next minute we're, talking about a speech contest. So you're all over the place, and you just have to know how to juggle it and keep rocking on.
And if needs to be, you can lend a helping hand. You are so versatile. Both of you are so versatile. You can come out and help Mr. Hargrove. You can help Heather. You can help Amy up there. Whatever needs to be done. It's a
Absolutely.
team.
I can go from high heels to my boots in just a second.
All right. Well, this program, ladies and gentlemen, moving right along, we're having a great discussion on Operation 7570 today. Let's take a break for our sponsor, our friends at Apex Bank. We'll be back with the second portion of Operation 7570. Stay with us.
Hello everyone, this is Marcus Vine and Sean Hattler with Apex Bank of Camden, and we're getting ready for our 14th annual Easter egg hunt.
That's right, and it's West Tennessee's largest Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 16th, 11 a.m. at Briarwood School Field. There will be over 10,000 eggs, lots of prizes, and the Easter Bunny will be there.
So don't miss it, folks. Bring the children ages 2 to 8, and we will see you on Saturday, April 16th at 11 a.m. at Briarwood Field. Happy Easter, everyone, from Apex Bank.
Apex Bank, building stronger communities together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, on the second portion of Operation 7570 today. We're visiting today down at the 4-H Extension Service office here on South Forest Avenue in Camden, and we're on recording today because it's a big day up at Holiday. It is their annual Bluegrass and Fiddlers Contest up there. Of course, this is the first event we've had up there since 2019 during the pandemic, and we're recording today because I'm going to be up there bright and early this morning, and I appreciate the girls from 4-H having me to come down into their home base here on South Forest Avenue. And girls, this is a nice facility down here. Leslie and Crystal, this is great facilities. I enjoyed the tour last week.
We love it here. We have large offices.
We do, absolutely. When we, I don't know if you remember the old office, Flash, but the old office, we had very small offices. They were not very large, and the storage was very minuscule. So this has been a big upgrade and a big change for us, and we are very appreciative, and we love it here.
Now, the open house, of course, people are welcome to come down and visit
Absolutely.
anytime.
Yes.
Then, what sorts of operations take place out here? If I'm coming in to conduct a business, I'm going to be greeted by Amy, but beyond that, who am I going to see if I want to see her, Or let me go in this direction. One of the things which I was really impressed with last week was the displays of the Century Farms, of all the Century Farms. That's great on the back side of the building.
Yes, and those stay there throughout the year, and then we pull those off and they go to the fair, whenever we celebrate another Century Farm family. We have lots of different people coming in asking for soil samples and things like that, and you're gonna, if we're here, you can see us, which 90% of the time we're not, but if we're here, you're going to see us, and we'll be more than happy to help you with anything that we can. And Mr. Hargrove is here few and far between with all his boating stuff and all his farm visits and things like that. But that is one of the things that I love, is having all the farm families on our wall when you come in.
Yes.
And that's a great program, Century Farm Club. And how many Century Farm Clubs are there approximately right now?
I'm not sure exactly how many we have. I would say probably 15 at least.
Okay.
At least 15.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a full load. You can
Sure.
walk down that hall, and we've got them on both sides. So it's a really awesome program, and it does take some work to get to that, because you do have to have your paperwork and you have your lineage and things like that. But Miss Heather is wonderful at her job, and she does an amazing feat by pulling it all together and getting that accomplished. So.
Well, Crystal, going back to 4-H type projects, which is basically the focus of our program today, but if we expand, if we mention Extension and Mr. Hargrove, and of course Miss Heather and Amy, if we mention those, that's all part of the team. Of course, we'll do that. But back to 4-H, of course, we're very familiar with the public speaking contest. That is, people are very familiar with that. But beyond that, what are some programs that people may not be that familiar with that 4-H is involved with and the youth?
Absolutely. All right. Well, right now, Flash, we are going back and forth to Clifty Farms. We're doing the Country Ham Project. And what that is where the students go and they learn how to salt, wash, cure a country ham. They get 2 of the country hams. They get to auction one off at the Benton County Fair, and then they get to keep one for themselves.
That's a good project. And did the pandemic, did it sort of put a damper on the country ham the last couple of years and back to where we need to be with it?
Yes, it did. They haven't been able to do it in a few years, and when they reached out this year, we're like, absolutely, we'd love to do it. And I mean, we have over
29.
29 kids coming back and forth to
Which is a big number for us. We have more than Humphreys County, and not as many as Henry County, but that's a big year for us to have 29 students.
Absolutely.
And
Now-
a waiting list.
Yeah. Now, we learned here in the past couple of weeks, we learned that the fair is going to be held earlier this year than it has been the last few years. So is this, moving up some of the things or some of the deadlines that you two have to deal with the 4-H kids?
Absolutely. They have to get for the hog show. Normally their hogs would, have to be a little bit older, but now, they have to be a little bit older now because the show is earlier. So they'll be getting hogs that were born around January. And then as far as, the chickens go, we had them shipped a little bit earlier as well.
Leslie, we talked about public speaking, and about a month after the local public speaking contest was held, I think held the district or the region out at the high school. That's a big honor.
Oh, it was. That we held the Northeast Sub-Regional Public Speaking Contest, and for us as newer agents, it was a huge undertaking. It was the first time that it's been in Benton County in over 8 years, so we pulled together. I think we knocked it out of the park. Several of the county directors were very pleased with how it turned out. We had right at 9 counties come together, and we had 36 participants that came from all over the western region to compete here in Benton County. We also got to utilize and showcase Benton County and what we offer and our nice facilities. They were severely impressed with our high school and how nice it was.
Hey, Mr. McDowell and his staff out there, they did a great job that night because there was also the district basketball tournament taking place.
It was packed. Like, people were going to the gym thinking they were coming to the public speaking contest. So
it was a big deal, but I think we did a great job, and
we did.
It was such a nice benefit to have the high school, and obviously Coach McDowell was amazing to let us have it there, and he's been amazing to let us have lots of our events there. We're having our 4-H Awards Banquet on the 21st at the high school as well, so it's been an honor to be able to work with them.
Poster, of course, we're talking about public speaking, and around the same time, the poster contest. Talk about the great poster contest 4-H had this year.
yes, go ahead.
We had right at 235 poster entries, which was an overwhelming number for us because we had to physically lay out every single one, and we had to get judged and everything like that. But it was well worth it. We did have 3 that we sent on to the Western region. And there at the Western region, 2 of ours were selected to go on to state, and we had a state winner. We had one of our posters win state, so it will now be featured on our camp T-shirt.
Well, that sounds good. Can we identify that? Go
It
ahead.
was Audrey Matlock.
Oh, great.
Audrey
great.
Matlock, and we've already let her know and posted it to our Instagram and our Facebook to let her and her mom know that we were so proud of her. She's going to get a nice big purple rosette at the awards banquet, so we're super proud of her, and her poster was absolutely amazing. It said, what's grilling in 4-H, and she had drew a grill on it, so it was perfect, and I cannot wait to see it on our shirts. They're going to look so cute.
Crystal, our 4-H projects right now, are we trying to do more? Of course, social media, we've had social media, we've had text, congratulations with the wording on Facebook, but are we trying, even as time goes along with technology and social media, are we trying even maybe to do more videos than from what we used to do?
Well, we do a lot of videos, we have in the past, but I feel like during the time of the pandemic, we were just so burnt out on videos that right now we're full force. We want to be in person. We've done the videos, but now we want to be back in person.
But we do offer other social media. So we did just start during Extension Month. We started an Instagram because while we are on Facebook, I have learned that the younger generation follows Instagram a whole lot more. And so I reached out to some of our regional directors and wanted to know if we could do an Instagram. And so now we have an Instagram to be able to reach the younger audience because, like you said, times are changing and we have to change with them.
Mm-hmm.
Times change, and I know up on YouTube sometimes, I've even seen some of the Extension folks up on YouTube with some different
Yes.
Demonstrations on different projects going on.
We do have a YouTube channel, and last summer I did do some videos on some STEM and stuff like that, and some different experiments that the kids could do at home, and that may come back. We may do some different videos. Crystal and I, we have together we have a lot more personality, so I think that may come back, but we do enjoy a lot of face-to-face stuff, so.
Soil judging, does 4-H, is there a soil
Land
judging?
judging, there's a land judging.
Okay, go into that.
Yes, we do have a land judging contest. We actually right now are focusing on wildlife judging, where you obviously identify different kinds of wildlife. Literally behind us there are bones, and there's going to be some other stuff over here this afternoon. But we do offer land judging. That is where you're going to have to learn what kind of plot needs to go where, what you're going to do for this to make this grow. Mr. Hargrove's fantastic at that, and that's who usually handles our land judging and who is handling our wildlife judging along with Crystal.
Yep.
Crystal, when we talked back October and November, you said as time goes along, these things take time, I know that, but you would like to see some contest or some events, some projects for 4-H kids for these youth to learn that maybe, that may be emphasized in other counties, but you want to bring maybe some of these things maybe here to Benton County youth.
Absolutely. Well, one of my projects, Flash, that we talked about when I first came on was the Vet Science Project Group, and I've already got that going. It's May 2nd or May 4th is the first date of it. So we've got that'll be starting. It'll be a 4-week process where they come and they get to meet with different veterinarians around the county and other counties, and they also get to do a hands-on demonstration with some animals as well with those veterinarians.
Well, I'm sure that's something that we can look forward to on down the road, and
Yes.
enjoy animals, dogs and cats. They're fine, of course. But the bigger animals, and this is very much part of when you get back into the STEM research
Yes.
type things that they're dealing with as well. So this is very important.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dr. Branch will be bringing her horse, and so the kids will actually get to see a physical exam with one of her horses, and it's going to be fun.
And ear tagging.
And ear tag, hog ear tagging.
And ear
yes.
tagging. I learned how to ear tag at one of our animal science things, and it was just amazing to me. I can't wait for the kids to learn how to ear tag.
Does a hog like to be tagged?
No. But most of the time when we're learning, it's just the hog ear that we get from different facilities, like Buckaroo is going to donate the hog ears to us. So, no, they do not like to be tagged.
Yeah. Well, we're getting close, girls. We're getting close to the end of the school year. In the next few weeks, it's coming to a close, but it's still very busy for things involving kids involved with 4-H.
Yes, we're getting ready for, fair planning with the fair board and all of that, just trying to get those going. We have 4-H camp coming up in, June and July. So
We have the 4-H awards banquet that we're planning. That's April the 21st. We also are about to do our On My Own simulation day for all our 8th grade across the county. So in May, we will have our simulation day that concludes our On My Own. The 8th graders get a series of lessons, and they learn about finances, budgeting, career choices, balancing a checkbook. We went over writing a check the last time that we met with them. So they're going to finalize that with simulation day, where I'm going to give them a budget, and then they are going to go to different stations where we're going to have different members of the county come in and help them kind of figure out how to live in the real world.
Does a child, if he or she is participating in 4-H, can he take part in more than one 4-H activity? Or I guess he's got to know
Absolutely.
what he or she wants to go into.
yes, you can. It doesn't matter if you're interested in wildlife judging and want to turn around and do something in a different area, you absolutely can.
Yes, we have plenty of opportunities for all kids who want to do different activities to be able to do that. So when they first enroll in 4-H, in 4th grade we just kind of get like a little bit of what they like, but in 5th grade they get an extensive enrollment form, and on it lists every single project group and activity that we offer, and they can check. And so throughout the year when we offer these activities, we can send out letters to them, postcards to let them know, hey, this is coming up. We know you showed interest. We would love for you to come be a part of it.
4-H, it takes a commitment from the kids who are involved in 4-H, but at the same time, they've got to have the support not only of you as agents,
Their
but they've got
parents.
their parents and those around them. They've got to be great supporters, and
Absolutely. We
Yes.
love our 4-H parents. They help us a lot with bringing their kids to helping us with snacks or, whatever it takes.
Volunteers.
Volunteers.
We love our parents. That's one of the things that we stressed at our public speaking events, was always one of the very first people we thanked was the parents, because without them, most of what we do would not be possible, because we rely a lot on their support and activities to bring their kids, as well as to support their kids at home when they're doing our different projects that we ask them to do. So without that parent-agent relationship that we have built with a lot of them, our program would not be possible.
Leslie, I may have asked you this earlier, but if I had, I apologize.
No,
But I'll ask again, but what has it meant to have Crystal to come on board as far as, carrying some of the load of 4-H and what goes on here at Extension?
So as you know, like we said, we had 39 clubs, and before Crystal, that was just Leslie. So it was quite extensive because, like you said, we go to all the schools. So that's Holiday, Big Sandy, Briarwood, and junior high. So trying to get all that in for a month, it would literally take up most of my month would be just straight in school clubs. So now that I have Crystal here to share that load with, we've been able to expand and do more project groups, more after school. Now I'm getting the ability to plan a photography project group. We're getting the ability to plan a canning for kids to partner with Heather, so that we can expand our outreach, do more after school, do more wide range opportunities, so that 4-H is in the forefront of everyone's mind when they think of youth activities and youth development.
Now, you talk about how many clubs that you have across the county, but how many kids in all these clubs, approximately how many kids would be served by?
It's over 1,000.
It's right at 1,000.
That's a pretty good.
It is a pretty good chunk, isn't it?
It is. I mean, you're thinking about all the kids at Briarwood and all the 4th, 5th graders, and then
It's
all
a
day Big Sandy. Then we have a
huge
homeschool
number.
club as well.
And what grade level does 4-H actually begin?
Fourth.
Fourth grade, okay. Comes on up through 12th grade?
Through 12th
Okay.
grade, yes. Technically, we only meet in school clubs right now, 4th through 8th. But when we get to high school, we are trying to be where we can have a high school club. That will be the end goal for us for next year.
And we mentioned to fine folks a few moments ago who have gone on to great things. Riley comes to mind, and whom I'm thinking of.
Rachel,
Yes, Riley.
and Ryan.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Uh-huh,
Is
yeah.
there like a 4-H alumni
Yes.
alumni after they leave high
Yes.
school, and
Yeah.
the actual program?
Yes, and they have the opportunity once they graduate. Like I said, we have scholarship opportunities. Riley is one of those recipients that there's constant 4-H scholarships that come up. So if you can still prove that you're still doing community service and still actively involved in 4-H events, which she is, you can still apply for those scholarships. So 4-H doesn't have to end when you graduate. There are many opportunities for you to come back and volunteer, go to camp with us. We're excited for camp. So there's lots of after graduation 4-H opportunities and alumni opportunities for them.
Now, where is camp held now?
Well, this will be the last year, crossing our fingers, that it will be at Columbia, and that's at the W.P. Ridley camp. It is in Columbia. It's about an hour and a half away from us, but hopefully by 2023 we'll be at the brand new Lone Oaks facility that's in Middleton. I don't know if you've had a chance to visit there, Flash, but if not, we need to take you.
Oh, by all means.
We need to take
I'm
you.
up for a field trip with you
Exactly.
two any day of the week. Hey.
Yeah, we're doing a field trip actually very soon in May with a school that I have to keep quiet about because they don't know yet. But we're taking them somewhere very soon. So Lone Oaks is a very new facility, and hopefully that will be where our camp is next year. They have shooting sports, and they have a huge STEM barn that's literally all they do is STEM, and you learn about your DNA and about all these different aspects. It's really we need to take you.
Hey, by all
Absolutely, we
means.
need to
You got
take
my
you.
number? You got my
Yeah.
number? I'll make myself available. I'll clear my schedule. I'll
Exactly.
clear my calendar that day for that. Well, Crystal and Leslie, it's been fun today. And what are we missing? Crystal, what are we missing about the 4-H, or some things you want to stress to our listeners and our watchers today?
We just really appreciate the support that we have with the community and all the children and their parents who are involved. We are super excited to, roll out more programs for these kids, and we just want them to keep on coming and keep wanting to be a part of 4-H.
Absolutely. I would reiterate that. I think that one of the things that I would like for anyone that's watching the program to take away is that we are here for our community, that we are here to serve our community and better the youth that is coming out of our community to prepare them for the future, to prepare them for what they're going to encounter outside of Benton County. And so if we can help in any way, or if you are interested in the programs that we offer, or if you have an idea for a program that you may think that would benefit our youth, reach out to us. Crystal and I are very much receptive, and we love Benton County. We're both born and raised here, and we're here, we're in it. And just to remind people that our fair will be August the 22nd through the 27th, and that we will be very much a big part of that. And for anyone that has any questions or any type of programming questions, we're here.
Do you have a Facebook page?
We do.
Okay.
We do have our UT-TSU Benton County Facebook page as well as the Instagram. Yep.
Well, girls, thank you so much for being here. And I remember back, I guess it was late last summer, Leslie, when I had you, and I had Mr. Hargrove, and I had Miss Heather down on the program where we were talking about 4-H and extension in general. And I mentioned then, and I think it goes without saying, in some way, some capacity, I would think every Benton County is touched or affected by a program of UT-TSU Extension.
Absolutely, I would agree 100%. Whether it's through Family and Consumer Science, where Heather is teaching you dining with diabetes, or you have a child that is coming up through the 4-H program, or if you're reaching out to Justin to do some corn plot testing or some soil testing, I would say that every part of Benton County is touched by something that the Extension Office does.
Well, girls, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
happy Easter weekend.
Thank you.
Always a
Absolutely.
pleasure. Tell the
Yes.
kids hello, all the family hello then.
Absolutely,
And
we
we'll
will.
touch base with you on down the road, and when we take that field trip, you call
Absolutely,
me.
we're taking you.
I
We will.
look
We will.
forward to it. Okay.
Yes,
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's our program, Operation 7570. Thank you so much for being with us. I hope that everybody does have a happy and safe Easter weekend. We'll see you next Saturday morning. Bye-bye.